Coach, again, thanks for coming on with us. I just wanted to, number one, thanks for coming on with us and just get an update. There was a bargaining session today. Has there been any movement at all?
As of right now, we have not heard anything. We're hoping though. I'm sitting by my phone the whole day, just waiting for an answer.
What is this like? I know we'll talk about the student athletes, and you've been very vocal. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on. I was following you on Twitter, and you've made some very great comments, some great comments about this. But from your standpoint right now, not being able to be with your kids on a daily basis, what is that like for you?
It just gives me flashbacks to COVID, right? And those are not good flashbacks. But really, it's just tough because I've had 40 plus guys that have checked in with us daily, sending us. We do an attendance roster, and our kids have taken it over, and they're running player-led practices. But when yesterday I went up and did an interview at the school, and I seen a few of them walking up there, just normal practice time, which they would usually be doing for me, and it kind of made it a little bit more real, and it hit a little bit more home when you didn't get to go out there and coach them. So I think it's the toughest piece is just the mental aspect and the social emotional piece with these kids because they've been through so much. Especially like my juniors, right? They haven't, and seniors too. They haven't had a full football season yet, and I haven't even had a full football season yet as a head football coach.
What are you allowed to do right now? What aren't you allowed to do with your players?
We can't do anything right now. I'm not allowed. We're not allowed to be at the school. We're not allowed to be on property or anything like that. And if you're a CEA member, you are not to be coaching your kids or anything. So which makes it tough. And I did a move when I took over. I wanted a lot of coaches in the building, especially in the city school, making sure we have eyes on our kids. And now, right now at this point, it's kind of like, dang, every one of us can't go out there and be with our kids.
With what are the players allowed to do anything themselves though? Can they have their own
Yeah.
workouts? Are you allowed to encourage that at all?
Well, so we're in a unique spot, kind of at Northland, right? The backside of our stadium, where our practice field is a public walkway. So really, they have access to our practice field at any time of the day, any day. So our kids have been going up, and it's been actually amazing because they'll send me an attendance roster. Some of my seniors that have stepped up, who are our leaders, and they're sending me the attendance roster. And yesterday we had 42 guys there. Without a coaches there, which is a huge step for us because I took the program over 3 years ago and we only had 33 kids rostered. And so to have 42 kids there without a coach there, and we have 56 kids rostered, that's big. I appreciate our kids, and they deserve a lot of kudos. So I'm sure once we get back together, I'll be blessing them a lot with different things.
Now, you're a relatively young head football coach. You knew what kind of challenge you were walking into at Columbus Northland. Not that it's been a program that struggled. I mean, they've had some good years at Northland. The Vikings, I mean, I'm old enough to remember back in the day when that was really one of the powerhouse City League programs, playing in the North Division of the City League. But you knew you were walking into a situation that needed some care, that needed some extra work. And I know this is really something it's tough for you right now because you're making progress with your program, and then to have to kind of throw the brakes on it right now, it's a tough thing right now, isn't it?
It just feels like it's never ending. There's always you get 10 steps ahead, and then now you're 20 steps back. Just with COVID being done, and I remember before the season, and we were joking around as coaches, and I was like, man, finally a full year. We finally get a full year. We had a full off season. I'm like, this is going to be great for our kids. I'm excited. And then the strike happened. So it's just kind of crazy. I'm only 26 years old. So I have a lot of energy, and I love my football guys, man. I love having them around, and I love helping build this program. And it did need a lot of love and care when I took it over, just from discipline aspects and different things like that, and just knowing having the kids have a coach that loves them, dearly every day. And make sure I tell them before they leave every day, I love you guys, love each other, and take care of each other. And I say that every day. There's the last three things I say to them. So it is tough, man. It's been real gut wrenching, but honestly, each day it's kind of eye opening to say the least. When you have all the cars coming, driving by, and supporting us teachers, and they know what we've went through, and we're taking a stand, man. And it's tough when you go into a city school, and I drive I live in Canal, Winchester, so I drive 45 minutes each day to get to work. And, when I get back into the town that I live in and I see the facilities there, it's just, there's no reason that ours aren't just like that. We get the same amount of funding per head per kid, if not more. There's no excuse for it, in my opinion.
When you hear someone say it's all about the kids, but yet you guys, but the teachers walk out, I think what the point you made a moment ago about the facilities. Those of us that have covered games in the City League and have seen it, I mean, you've coached in it, it is an issue. And we're not sugarcoating this at all or trying to take one side or the other on this, but those facilities are an issue. And it makes it
Right.
tough, not only to do athletics, but to do what you're hired to do as a teacher and educate these kids. It is an issue, and I think obviously that's one of the major reasons why everything's come to a halt right now.
And I mean, I talk a lot about the athletic side, but I'm also a teacher in the school, and it's ugly right now. When you see when you walk in and then you can smell like a sewer smell. It's hot in there. It's muggy. There's no AC. It's just crazy that the kids deserve way more, and it is kind of like weird when you say, "Oh, the teachers walked out for the strike," and people are kind of misconception of it is, "Oh, the teachers just want more money." That has not even been a discussion that's came up in any of our CEA teacher meetings. I think that's the last of our worries right now. I think we're just all to the point where we're over watching our kids get walked all over and not be able to have the nice things that the suburbs have when they deserve it just as much, if not more, from the environments that they come from. And I know it firsthand because, I went to Austintown Fitch High School,
Oh
is
yeah,
where I
great program.
graduated.
Yeah.
Um, and where you see the facilities there, right? Like they're just amazing. And then I went on when I went and played Ohio Dominican. Then I moved on and coached at Pickerington North with Coach Hillerich. And I mean, the facilities there are amazing. You got you can go inside to practice with the field house. You have a huge weight room. We had 80 kids in the weight room every day there. I couldn't even fit 40 in mine right now. And it's just not fair. So and it makes it hard. And like you want the kids to be proud of where they come from, and you try to buy them the nice gear and everything like that. And I always wear Northland stuff. I'm proud of what I do, and I love my job. But as a kid, you want to be proud of where you come from. And it makes it tough when you have a facility that's sore to the eyes, right? And you want people to look at it, but what are they looking at?
And your shirt proves it right there. The land. You have
Right.
your Northland gear on right now. Yeah, it's
Yep.
absolutely. Let me go on the field for a moment. You had an opener last week. You got a game in, and then everything as is where it's at right now. What did you like about your team last week?
I loved our fight, right? Like we had two guys that were out that are starters for us. One of our D linemen, D end, a senior. He's a great kid. It flies around, makes a lot of plays. His name's Amari Lane, and he was out for an unfortunate circumstance that happened last year. That he participated in the last game in an altercation, and so that resulted in a suspension the next year. And it really showed for us on Friday night. They ran the ball down our throat. St. Charles is a very tough football team up front, especially for a city league program. We're not the best with power football, but if we want to talk speed, I can match you anywhere across the board on speed. But they played hard, and I thought our kids, they never quit. Like my past 2 years before this, right, we would be arguing, they would be fighting with each other, arguing with coaches, not wanting to go back in. But there wasn't really a time on Thursday night when and we weren't really out of it at all at any point. Most of the game we were two touchdowns away, 12 points most of the game until they had a kickoff return. But man, our kids kept fighting, and they were the ones that kept saying like, "We're good, we're fine, we got 10 minutes left, let's keep fighting." And that was a huge step for us, I think, as a program when you're getting kicked in your teeth. To be able to come back from it and keep saying you're fine, you're fine. Yeah, they put 48 on us, and they had 300 yards rushing, and that's a lot of us coaching, right? That I think we could have did a better job of putting our kids in a better spot to make plays. But at one point we were blitzing 8, and we still weren't stopping them. So the O line, that left tackle, I think his name's Ryan Coretta from St. Charles. He's a 3-star. Man, that he's a 5-star, I think. I mean, he punched our kids with one hand most of the game and was tearing them up. So it was a great game, and I just liked it. And we had a lot of family there. We had all our parents were in the stands. They were very positive, And I think that's just a huge step for us as a program. And then, to go supposed to play Whitehall this week makes it really tough because that's a game that we look forward to. I talked to Coach Lightfoot a couple of times this past week, and we're both very bummed out because it's a great program. It's a great program over there, and it's a great game for us each to play because we're both, they're kind of a city school in their own regards in different areas. But yeah, so it's tough, man. And then I have to look seniors in the eye that are trying to earn a scholarship, like Makai Kilborn, who has a scholarship to Ohio Dominican right now. My corner, you never know against Whitehall. He might take a few kicks back, or he might have a few interceptions, and that gets him that max school offer. So it's tough for me to look them in the eyes right now and take those games away from them.
Coach, I appreciate you taking some time with us here on this Wednesday evening for the debut of our program. And for your kids' sakes, I certainly hope you're back doing what you do, teach and coach as soon as possible. I know this is a tough situation for everyone concerned. And again, I appreciate your time tonight. And we hope you're back on the field and back in the classroom just as soon as possible.
Thank you, Marty. I appreciate you. It's a great program that you guys run here, and I appreciate all the support. And I'm sure every coach in Ohio, I'm speaking for every coach in Ohio, your coverage is great for us, and I know the kids appreciate it and love it. Keep it rolling, and hopefully, our students get more what they deserve.
We'll have you back on when the season resumes to talk a little bit about the resumption of play. Coach Ryan Sayers, the head football coach at North. Thanks for your time, my friend. We appreciate it.